Cool. Okay. All right. So, Robyn, thank you so much. And I'm not a professional interviewer. I'm going to just do my best to get the point across. But thanks for chatting with me because I think that it's really going to be helpful to at least one mom who has a minute to watch this, and it might be in the wee hours of the night or while she's driving, and
Sure.
gets a little bit of an idea, a good idea, or maybe it just sparks a reminder that we are not alone in pandemic parenting and trying to figure out how to be, how to do all the things during COVID and this crazy transition of time. So anyhow, first question. So what are the ages and stages of your kiddos?
Okay. Well, I have two boys. I have Jack, who is 10 years old and will be, or is in the fifth grade. And I have Max, who is 8 and is in the third grade. So two boys close in age makes for lots of fun times.
Gotcha. Now, are they doing virtual school, homeschool, in the classroom? Where are they right now?
They are where over in Ohio, and our choice was either all virtual or all in person. And so they are all in person.
Okay.
That was not an easy decision. In fact, I talked to teachers and some administrators, and we prayed about it, and we did as much research as we could do on our own to try and make the best decision. And ultimately, we felt like the best decision was go ahead and send them in person, mostly because it would be easier to take them out than it would be to put them in. And so far, I'm thrilled with that. They have, sorry, my phone is ringing.
That's all right.
They have done well and appreciated being back, which was a delightful surprise to me. Personally, I think if they will learn to appreciate school more, then this maybe will have been worth it. So far it's gone great. We've had no real issues with sickness or complaints of mask wearing or anything else. They've done well, and I will just take a second right here just on that note to say teachers are rock stars, and many of them are moms in the same situation where they've got children that have to go and they're doing all the things. They are in the trenches and they are doing the hard work, and it is really paying off. And that they just deserve all the shout outs they can get. So
I'm so glad you said that because I hope a teacher will get to see this and be reminded how hard they're working and give themselves a pat on the back or a high five.
Well, they deserve lots of pats on the back. I actually told somebody in another group I'm involved with yesterday that I think Time Magazine should make teachers collectively the person of the year. That just should be, because they had to do so much work that people just don't realize. And the fact that my children are having a great start in a really awkward and strange and potentially scary time for little kids is because of the teachers. I mean, I would like to take some credit, but it's really not me. It's the teachers on the other end that are doing the real work. So they deserve all the shout outs.
They are fairly amazing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is amazing. Okay, cool. Well, so tell me about your work situation right now. Got the boys back in school. So how are you balancing everything and what are you doing for your own work?
Sure. Let me give you just a touch of backstory for just because people are going to come at this cold. I was in an office setting for a long time, worked for years that way. And then when my oldest started kindergarten, I switched gears and started doing my own thing at home. I'm a writer in general. I have written in all sorts of ways, but I had a writing business where I mostly wrote grants and things like that. And I have done a lot of that from home with the children. In the last year or so, I've decided to take a break from that and switch gears to some more personal writing. I call it faith-filled writing. That's the best way I can describe it. I have a blog. I work on that. Currently, I'm working on writing a devotional and have a couple other thoughts. I might pursue writing a Bible study, a couple other things. So right now, I'm technically not getting paid to work, which is an interesting place to be. So I've quit all of my paying work to have more time to write for free, basically. So I am fortunate to be in a place where I can do that, but it's an interesting time to do that when you've had children at home a lot and a spouse at home a lot. And there's been lots of things to write about, but the time to write has been not much. just not much time to write, and certainly not time to have quiet time to write where you really need to focus. And I mean, it's not a soft topic. It's not a topic that I am, while I know things about it, it requires some additional research, and it's something that you really want to do thoughtfully. It's not just basic facts that I can just regurgitate. It's a different sort of thing. And anytime you're playing with something spiritual, you want to really take it seriously. So it's not something that I want to just be distracted and write about. It's something I want to give a lot of time, a lot of prayer time to, and a lot of time to really research and think about what I want. So with children home, that has been a different twist, but that's what I'm doing right now. So I spend most of my time writing and doing some volunteer writing for some groups and outside projects. So
cool. I can't wait to read. I love your blog, so I can't wait to read your devotional and whatever else may come from it. I'm excited.
thank you.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's get to what's one thing that you had to let go of in 2020 because the kids came home and your regular work-life balance, family balance was disrupted, and had to change your routine. So do you have a thing that you had to like change your expectation for?
Probably several, actually. To pick one, I might say my routine. Just, I am a very routine-based person, and that may be a tip for later. I find it helpful when I'm at home with no outside rules and other guidance to lock in on my own. And when the children and the spouse were home all the time, then my routine got completely disheveled, and it became not as important. So there were maybe expectations is maybe the word to put on that, and really not routine, because the expectations of what I can feasibly do at home and how much work I can get done, how much work I should get done with children at home is a completely different situation than how much I can do or expect to get done when children aren't here. So I would say maybe expectations is the best thing to let go of in that situation.
That's really good advice. Really, really good advice. We're not the same. It's not the same situation we were in, so we shouldn't expect the same things.
Right.
Okay, cool. So for someone who hears this and is like, all right, now tell me what to do. What is your top tip? Maybe you would have given to yourself back in March, April, or, if someone is just trying to figure out still how to survive parenting during COVID and beyond, what's your top tip for surviving and maybe even thriving during this time?
Okay, well, I'm going to just pitch real quick. I know you said one, but I'm going to pitch real quick that routine is really, really huge for me. I think when you're working from home, I had to help my husband kind of to work through this when he was working at home. The routines and setting up your own space where you can work and function is really crucial. And I think moms who are actually working at home need to remember that. Like, there's a time to work, and then there's a time to do the laundry and to prepare dinner and those other things. Like, you have to be able to kind of have your routine and your game plan. And that's pretty crucial from when you're working at home. But outside of that, I would say my top tip would be, it's not a race. Who are we? Why are we in such a hurry to get everything done all at once? And what is it we're trying to do? Like, it'll be okay if we just deal with what's here today. The kids are here today, and my job number one is to deal with my kids. It doesn't matter about money or employers or any of the other things, any of those other goals. My top goal is my children. So making sure that my children are taken care of and they are functioning is first for me, and then I'll worry about work. So that's how I balance it. No one else is going to take care of my children. Somebody else can do the work that I do. Other things can happen. I can write later. I can go back and work on my goals in 2 more years or whatever, but that's it. There's no real race. Today, my children are home, then I deal with my children at home today. And if I have time somewhere along the way to do the things that I need to do or want to do, then I'll work on those. If not, I'll deal with my children. So just the realistic expectations that you don't have to get everything done today, and that it's not, I don't know, I think we maybe get sidetracked by trying to have everything, and that's really not the goal. I don't want everything. I don't know why people think they do. I think if you really had everything, you wouldn't want all of it. There's too much. There's too much to juggle. So I think really just focusing on, slowing down and remembering what's important and what your goals are. Those are the, what your most important jobs are. That's the biggest thing.
Thank you. That was
You're
really
welcome.
good. Thank you so much, Robyn. So, big props to all the moms today. And I definitely just took some mental notes. So thank you for taking the time to chat with me. And I hope it inspires another mom or gives her an idea or just gives her a boost today. That's the goal. So thank you so much.